So, good evening guys, and welcome to another Monday evening OTL race session. I'm excited for the evening, and I don't think the drivers will be as much as we take to the streets of Monaco. Ultimate focus, maximum concentration. Anything less is going to result in many pit stops and probably quite a hectic race. So it's where consistency is key, getting yourself into an early rhythm, and you're going to see yourself scoring some very good points, I think, this evening. Jensen is here, just not at the moment. He will be joining me a little bit later. So good evening Archie, Ethan, Umbra, ENTXJ, SPW. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no Jensen just yet. ENTXJ snorted some funny stuff in the hopes of keeping out of the wall. And good evening to you, Mikey. So, the guys are set for what will be our usual format. Short qualifying, 39 laps of Monaco. It's a bit of a heave, especially when you're so focused for such a long period of time. Yeah, Monaco just sometimes feel like it is not going to end. So I will do my best to keep up with as much action. As you know, me and Jensen usually bounce off each other pretty well and talk away, but sometimes it's just not as easy when you're alone. So, favourites coming into tonight, I'm actually not sure. Umbra says, come on the Scots. I will take that in my chat any day, Umbra. You wonderful man. What was I going to say? Sorry. I've got to react to the Scots. Oh yes, talking favourites coming into this evening's race. Monaco's a funny one because guys can have all the pace in the world, but if you come out in qualifying and you get one bit of traffic, you're going to lose time. There's no keeping a lap time. If you need to overtake a slow car or something, it costs you something. I'm a firm believer that you'll always lose a little bit of time. So, it's about just getting the laps done. I think we'll see some guys. You can get 4 runs done in 18 minutes here. I don't think everybody will choose to do that. Some may. But they may want to keep a set of soft tyres over for the race. Because obviously if you start on a soft, you have only that used soft for the race, so if you keep a set from qualifying and you have a late safety car, you always have that soft to jump to. But of course we know the tyres go reasonably well at Monaco. Deg's pretty low. You can do some really long stints. I think the soft tyre is going to be good for 15 to 18 laps, I would think, at least, and then the medium will see you to the end of the race. Will we see MD outside the top 10 try the hard tyre? I'm not so sure. It's probably not a tyre you want to use here today. But it may or may not be, so let's get to some guys. Mike on an out lap, and he's had a moment out the pits. So we'll let him gather himself up. And I think Matoman is our lead driver on the medium tyre, so we'll stay with him. And I will do my best to take us on a run through of the streets of Monaco. Precision being key. Keep the car out of the walls. Medium tyre on, so he might not attack it too hard. DRS open. Foot down. All the way up to turn 1. Hit the brakes just a little earlier than normal. Chuck the car in, take as much curb on the inside. Smash the throttle. Drive up the hill is paramount. Just come up to turn 3. Now, I feel getting on the brakes and just carrying the speed round the corner. Little bit of throttle mid corner. Chuck the car now to head downhill into the end of sector 1. Tucks it in teat to the first double hairpin of the track. This is a section of the track where you can win or lose a lot of time. He is doing pretty well so far in the medium tyre. He's keeping it neat and tidy. I think he's got some more limits within his lap, but you never want to be right up close to the walls or taking any wings off on your first run. It's all about getting the lap on board, on the leaderboard. Sorry. Go back on board as he heads through swimming pool, a very tricky part of the circuit. Rear of the car as you enter swimming pools, always trying to break away. Clips a bit of the wall on the outside. I think he'll keep the damage off the car. He does, he just clipped it with the wheel rim, which you'll see many times at Monaco. There'll be a lot of barriers clipped. It's just about keeping the damage down. As he goes to the line, it's going to be a 10.3 for Mataman in the medium tyre. That's a good solid start. Monaco is shocking, Chris. I quite enjoy it this year, SPW, I'm sorry. On Ranger slots in a 9.7, not far behind. We have Mike coming through swimming pool, he's a little far. GNTEX goes at 10.1. Where is Skarma? I think Mike is our lead car through swimming pool, he is. Oh, and there's a car spun. We've been on board with Mike, there's absolutely nothing he could do. Nick was in the wall, Mike's came round, and that is highly unfortunate. I don't even think you can call that an incident. Nick, what does Nick do? He spun the car, he's in the wall, and that is really unfortunate for Mike. So Skarma to the line, he's got Mitch ahead. I think Mitch about to bank his first lap as well, he does a 16.3. Skarma goes in an 11.4, and I think Mitch didn't know Skarma was opening or closing the lap, so he done his best to dive out the way there. So we've got Merco and DXT Senna, all formerly known as Umbra. And Senna launches his cell up to P6 and a 15.6. B's on a medium compound tyre and maybe just getting some laps on the board. Sometimes drivers will do this, they'll choose to fuel the car and just spend some time out doing laps. If you can bank 4 or 5 laps on the bounce, keep the car all out the wall and get some momentum running, banking the fast lap is a bit easier. So we've got Umbra through the last corner, Merco through the last corner as well. He's going to be somewhere in the 10s, I think. He goes a 10.1, slots himself into P3. So we see that starting to stack. I think the times will come down. I think we're going to see the majority of the top 10 in the 9s. Guys just taking it easy on their first run. So we've got Rob Wills, our next man, to head out on a run. We will go with him as he goes through the hairpin on his out lap. So Ranger leads the way, JN takes P2, Merco third, F Lewis, Matoman fourth, F Lewis P5, Skarma 6, DXT Senna P7, Mitch out the session in P8. I think he's dropped the car, he has. I think Mitch has dropped the car just before swimming pool and he's out the session on a 16.3. So as it stands, as long as everybody banks a lap time and goes better than a 16.3, Mitch will be at the back. So Rob Wills for an attack lap on the soft. Let's see how he goes. Oh, and he's clipped the wall there at the top of the hill. Let's see, has he picked up some damage? No, he's managed to keep it away. He's very, very lucky there. Oh, and I got a lot of understeer. He just carried too much brakes there slightly into the corner. You want to get off the pedal as early as you can and help the front of the car hook up. Nice and neat. Out the tunnel, gets the power down, and he'll chuck the car in. Probably a bit more cautious there, but he's focusing and and he's invalidated the lap, and that's what I was saying earlier as when we seen whoever it was doing their medium lap. The rear of the car can get very light, especially if you take the inside curb, and it can just like that, just take the lap off you and snap the car into the wall. And I think Rob Wills has picked up damage there, so he's definitely not going to be able to bank another lap. We've got JNTEX going in, Senna out on the mediums. I think this is an out lap. F Lewis now a couple of tenths up, can he maintain the gains? It was a PB for sector 1. Nice and neat, just uses the inside curb of the hairpin just to dig the right hand side of the car in and help rotate the car round the corner. He's absolutely beautifully apexed that, gets a splendid launch into the tunnel. What's he got as he comes down into the depths of sector 2? Keep it nice and neat, chuck the car in, just misses the barrier. Had to double take there, he was cautious, he's an approach, but he was good on his first initial turn in, so he's definitely got some more time there. Into a swimming pool, he decides to have a small lift just to keep the rear of the car in check. Touches the wall on the inside but gets away with it. I think F. Lewis is going to improve here, he just needs to keep it neat and tidy. Up to the last corner, get the car in. Power on, DRS open. Mr. Rage picks up a time penalty, but where is F. Lewis going to go? He gets himself up to P2 on a 9.9. Mikey in the last couple of corners, I think he's on a time lap as well. Yes, he is. So we'll see where Mikey puts himself in his first run. I think this is going to be a little bit down the board, somewhere in the 10s. He goes in a 10.7 for P7 for Mikey. We'll know he'll have more time in the pocket. And he looks to be actually staying on another committed lap. But we'll jump to Greenfingers, our newly equipped full-time driver in OTL Monday nights. And he's trying to do bits to get out the way there. He gets out the way at F. Lewis, good man. So I think Fingers just on an out lap. Not seen much at SPW yet. I think he's scared of Monaco a little bit. So let's see our championship leader into turn 1 on the medium tyre. So let's see where he goes. He's got a lot of clean track. Keep it neat and tidy. Oh, he chucks the car beautifully there, and down the hill he goes. Nice and tight to the barriers. How does Mike like the hairpin? Does he get the kill? Yes, he does. He digs the right hand side of the car. That's a good way to do it. Just apex the corner nicely. Lean the right hand side of the car into the corner, and it just helps pull you around. You're not racing, you're just spectating. Mike looking good here, 51.3 for his last sector. Second sector, so I think Mike could be right up in the 9s here. And he takes pole, a 9 flat for Mike. He almost encroaches into the 8s on a medium compound tyre. Bear with me 1 second guys to stop that flashing up the side of my screen. So Mr. Ray slotted in a 9.7 there as well. I think his was on his medium compound tyre as well. A driver that we knew had more, and I think Giantek's about to put himself into the 9s here. Oh, the rear of the car trying to step out. I think he's going to go into the 9s, exactly where, I don't know. 9.9 for Giantek, so he goes up to P5. Where is Nick? Nick is on an in lap. We've got Rob Wilson on an out lap. I don't know if we'll see Mike now run again. I think a 9 flat. A 7/10 gap, your nearest competitor on the softest compound of tyre. Yeah, I think Mike's going to be pretty happy with that. Let's reload the chat up, boys. Apologies for that little lull in me saying absolutely nothing there. So I think we have, no, it's an invalidated lap. Do we have Nick on another? Yes, we do. So let's see how Nick goes. Keeps it nice and tidy. Umbra doing absolutely bits there to stay well out of the way. That was good there. Oh, and he's had a big moment there as Nick, as he tucks it into the hairpin. We get a nice aerial view there. I'm going round, and he's invalidated the lap on the hairpin, so took too much in the inside line. And that'll be that over. Greenfingers gets let through there from Mikey. GG's Mikey. Guy's doing absolutely the best job possible here to, even if they feel they're going to impede a driver, they're tucking the car as tight to the inside wall as they can to get out of the way, so fair play. Fingers, hopefully can keep it nice and tidy as he comes down out the tunnel. He's going to get a bank time on the board. Fingers to the line, he is going to get himself banked. Where does he go? He goes P12, 12.3 for a man that's only picked up the game for a couple of weeks. That was not such a bad lap at all, and he's not done Monaco period in this game, so fair play to Fingers. He was being as committed as he possibly dared there, and we have finally joined my Monday night compadre. I hope your race went well, Jensen.
P2, mate.
Good stuff. That is good to hear. Even with you getting pushed off track, which we knew happened. So good stuff.
Yeah.
So are you in the session, or do you need an invite, sir?
Hold on. I'll just check. I have an invite. So.
Nice. So we have Mike leading away, Mr. Rage P2, Ranger 3rd, F-Lewis 4th, Gentex 5th, Merco P6. DXT Senna, aka Umbra P7, Matoman 8, Mikey 9, URL Nick 10, Skarma 11, Fingers 12, Rob Wells 13. Mitch unfortunately at that moment up on the entrance to swimming pool, retired, he's in P14. OTL Dixie on his lap as we speak. Two guys doing their best to get out of the way there. Some wing damage I've seen on, and Dixie's actually invalidated his lap, so that'll be it. And SPW still choosing, or is this him on his way out now? No, so still not choosing to come out. So people have been really struggling. I would say, Jensen, just guys are doing their best to get out of the way, but lap invalidations seem to be the plague of the session so far. A lot of guys kind of getting their best run on the second hit.
Yeah, well, I don't know what much has gone on, of course, but it looks quite interesting. Mike
leads the way on a medium compound tyre as well. He's an exactly 4/10 advantage to Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage, I think, he did have a 9.7 on the mediums, but I don't know if he's improved that to a 9.4. Let's see tyres. Oh, Mr. Rage is, but he's done 3 laps on the medium compound, so that's interesting. So can I just take a little, like, 1 minute break, Jensen, to whip up a coffee now? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Don't know what much is going on, but Ranger goes P2 to 109.2. He just completed a lap, but that's a pretty solid effort from him. 9.0 from provisional pole.
I am back.
Yeah, I don't really talk much to anything else, but yeah, I don't know what to talk about. I haven't been.
It's hard to get going when you've not been
quali,
at the start of the session, isn't it?
but it's finished now. But
So,
yeah, Ranger
yes.
just put in a .2 and it's gone P2. It's a very, very good lap.
Mike on his softs. Is he going to bank it? 2 tenths up. So he is going to put something on the board.
He got his time on the mediums. I don't know why he's going for a lap really. I would go. I think he's preparing if someone does bank a lap time on the
Yes,
softs.
who does he have? But he has nobody ahead because JN Tex peels into the pit. F. Lewis, can he improve to the line? He does. He goes P4. Got to a 9.5.
Nick and Adam.
Oh, and Mike's touched the wall and it fast flick left before the entrance to the swimming pool. I think that's going to cost him some time here. I think he can
He feels like he's safe. But look at Adam. Adam could be a real dark horse. We haven't seen much of him. He's coming through the final corner, Chris. Is he going to spoil Mike's party with a surprise pole position? It's P7.
9.7 for Adam, and that's going to be his best starting position of the season so far, so he should be reasonably happy with that one. So Mike, there it is. Mike takes pole, session over. Every driver now in the pits running in that. Mike takes pole, Ranger in P2. That is the surprise of the session. Mr. Rage starts P3 in a 3-lap old medium. F. Lewis has got a couple of laps in his softs and 4. JN takes P5. Merco 6. Dixie 7. Mikey 8. URL Nick P9. Rob Wills P10. A top 10 split by 9 tenths. And then DXT Senna P11. Matoman 12. Fingers 13. Skarma 14, and for some reason I can't scroll the list.
So you have to press X first.
Oh yeah, so I did. Skarma P14, Mitch P15, and SPW no lap time set in P16. Senna says, Umbra Senna. I'll keep going between so everybody knows. He says he couldn't get a lap on soft. Oh, and Mr. Rage has a 5-place penalty, that's right. Nick got one. Nick's was very undeserved as well. Nick lost the car through swimming pool, and he was literally facing into the apex of the corner, the nose of the car, Jensen. Mike was coming round in a fast lap, and was met by a car that was lengthways on the track, and no ghosting. For some reason, Nick's car never ghosted, and Mike just smashed straight into the side of him. Luckily it was a clean head-on impact, so Mike just blew all the wing off, never lost any wheels in it. I think he hit Nick right on the side pods, so yeah.
Oh, I'm in a car, so I'm gonna have to retire. I'm just gonna keep back.
Go whip their ass.
I think.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I've turned off my wheels, so I wouldn't do anything under control.
Oh yeah, no. So I think OTL has gave up the brake this year, which they have for some reason. In Monaco you stay at the pits now instead of the drivers on the grid. I don't really understand that.
I'll just change the soft so I don't have a crash. Trying to avoid everything.
I would just retire on the form lap, Jensen, and then it's not going to cause any...
I can't on the form lap though.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to do the opening lap and then go into the pits, I think. But I'm just gonna be like the medical car. Just keep back. So,
form lap gets underway. They predict his strats to say medium to hards or medium soft. Don't think that's going to be the case. As I say, Deg is reasonably low here.
I'm just gonna disqualify myself for this.
We'll jump on Jensen as he done some reversing. That was not badness, he shouldn't be in the race, so he was just getting himself taken out.
Yeah.
The format good man, Jensen.
So.
I don't know why, that's another thing they need to fix in the pitch. So as Mike goes in the format, I'm going to quickly jump for a wee. And then we're good for the race. I'm back.
It looks
So-
like Senna and Mataman being disqualified from the formation lap.
A little bit of a gap. SPW is not in the race anymore, I don't think. He's had to jump away. I have the bladder of a child. Yes, that is absolutely spot on. So Mike takes up his grid slot and he pulls to a stop. We'll watch for SPW coming onto the back of the grid. It's there he goes now in all his glory of AI, and I guess I'll do the rain start because Jensen cannot see a thing. So
Yep.
they all pull up. Connor Kidd joins, but he's just missed the start of the race unfortunately, so he's not going to make it today. But we should get some lights. We do. We have 3, 4, 5 lights, and it's about to be. We're going to get on board this lights out, and away we go. And I think it's a reasonably good start from the front two. Mike gets bogged down a bit. Ranger's going to have that move on the outside line. Mike holds the inside line, but he's up the hill for the first time. He's going to take the lead. F. Lewis gets himself up into P3. Ranger P2. The timing screens have absolutely pooped the bed, and I have no idea who is where right now. Hopefully as they filter through the first sector this will start to fix itself. No, it's just made it, well, yeah, I think it's going to filter through now. So after the first sector, Mike leads away, Ranger 2, F. Lewis 3, JNTX 4, Dixie 5, and I think somebody's clipped the wall there, so there's going to be some wing damage further back. Let's get some things on the screen and see who's gained the most with not really any big gainers. Merkel lost 4 from the start, Dixie, Mikey, Rage, Rob Wills, they all gain 1. We've had Nick and SPW up a position from the back. We've got F. Lewis being absolutely haunted by JNTX. Blue flag showing up for people. I don't understand why. I hope that's not a bug at the moment. But Mike and Ranger, look at this. Ranger absolutely with Mike at the moment. They need to be careful there. He would have definitely got a warning for track limits. But Ranger doing bits on his soft tyre at the moment. Although was that a bit of wing damage? It's maybe came off. But Mike now gets the run. And this is going to be the hard thing, although Ranger has a tyre advantage. It's very hard to get overtakes done. You've got to be pretty much on the gearbox of your competitor. So Mike leads the way. Ranger P2, F. Lewis 3, JNTX 4, Dixie P5 now, and he's McLaren, Mikey P6, Rage 7, Rob Wills P8, Merkel P9, Senna 10, Martoman 11, Fingers P12, Nick P13, Skarma 14, SPW 15, and Mitch in 16th. Sorry Jensen, I think you've got where you need to. It's all done now.
Yep. Finally.
Woo. My head's about to bust. I was talking too much, too quick, too long.
JNTX had a big moment. Chris coming through. Oh, here comes Adam on the inside into the chicane, and JNTX keeps.
So my gaps for some reason is telling me that Ranger is plus 1 minute 12 seconds away from Mike.
Oh no. What was my AI doing? Retired in the pits, but...
Oh, and JNTX, what's happened to JNTX?
I think
Oh,
he clipped the wall
JNTX has spun
out
the
of
car.
48.
I missed that. I was
clipped
too
the
busy
wall at
looking
48,
exactly what your car was doing, but... Oh no, so Dixie now up to P4.
Well, my car's still going, but it's, yeah, parking in the runoff, so it should be alright. But anyways, yeah, Greenfinger's in the pits, and he's picked up a bit of wing damage. Doesn't look like any wing damage, but I think he may have just picked up a little bit of something, I don't know. But
So you got my interval timings have settled. Yeah, Mike's kind of checking out in his medium, and if he's making that time on the medium at the moment, I think, bar no mistake, he's going to be a very, very hard man to beat today.
yeah, well, he's had the first 2 races maximum points, won Spain, and he wants to win again.
So Ranger and F. Lewis, what do you think, Jensen? Have you done any long stints at Monaco? Is the tyre strategy much the same as last year, or has it changed any? I think soft to medium's still the good run, right?
Oh,
Or
Mike had a
medium soft?
massive slide through turn 1. He just set the fastest lap as well, but yeah, The softer tyres have come, for some reason, a more useful option there. You could extend the softer tyres a lot longer on this game, but the gaps between like each tyre compound through the race have been brought down massively. So I think they've properly got the temperatures done now.
Yeah, it's much better. I would agree.
Yeah.
The tyre model is one thing they've probably done the best job of this year. Mikey having moments through the kink in the tunnel. Ranger picks up his first penalty, and he was really pushing the limits out through the tunnel and through that chicane. He was kind of getting all over the curb every time. I think it was only a matter of time until that penalty came up. The thing is now you've just got to settle down and not let them build. Yellow flag in sector 4. We've got an Aston Martin round. That's Rob Wills. Let's get on board exactly what's happened. He's doing his best to stay out of the way. Any damage? Oh, he's got no wing. So Rob Wills is going to be in the pits. Nick carries on through. Look at this. Dixie now slowly starting to form a train. Although he is now catching F. Lewis. So Dixie's going to be given an ultimatum in a moment. If he can keep this pace up, he needs to maybe try something on F. Lewis if the opportunity arises, or he could. Mr. Rage, I think, is the biggest threat at the moment to Dixie, Mikey, F. Lewis, sitting in that P6 right in the back of that train on the medium compound tyre. Umbra as well on the hards, P8.
Rangers caught up a lot to Mike by about a second actually, and it's coming down by the lap. It's Mike? Did Mike get any damage or something?
No, not front wing damage. Maybe somebody else in the car unknown. But
that is Dixie Senna. That is Jack in the wall.
Jack, that's good to know. Never knew his name.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this kind of train behind F. Lewis. Look at them all steaming up the hill together, and we've got as well Merco slowly but surely starting to catch back up to this pack as well. Although that's
Adam is
not
wanting
the way.
this podium. I think Adam, he picked up a podium in the first season of OTL. I think that was Abu Dhabi, if I'm not mistaken. But
now look at F. Lewis on Ranger. They've caught up hella ground. The full field actually, look. The full field here is boxed
what's
up.
happened to Mike? Mike is having many big mistakes here. Ranger is really catching up and capitalising on those. And it's only 1.3 seconds, Chris. It was 4 seconds. Oh, and that's Mike in the wall. Mike is locked up. He's gone in the wall. He's definitely got wing damage.
No, not on my screen.
There's no
unless
doubt
it's
about
a visual bug.
It might be. And is Mike going to carry on going?
Lockups. He's really struggled there. He snatched the fronts a lot. So this race is on.
Yeah, Mike is not coping with the pressure at the moment.
And looking at this at the moment as well, Dixie sitting on 47% energy against Ranger and F. Lewis on pretty much empty. Adam, Mikey, Rage, these guys are chilling. Wing
Adam is sensing a big opportunity here.
See, I don't see it there, so do you think we're experiencing a visual bug here, SPW, and he is running damage on the car?
It might be,
it would make sense.
I'd say only if you lose the entire front wing. I don't think that would be a visual bug, but I think, yeah, maybe. So he's just understeering through all these corners massively, but he's struggling through the swimming pool chicane. There, he's almost hit the barrier again, but...
Oh, and F. Lewis has dropped the car, and Dixie's going to get through. Mike, and what's happened there? Mikey, I'm not quite sure exactly what's happened there,
but... the blues there. And that's
Mr. Rage is round as well. Mr. Rage is round at the pits. I'm not sure exactly what has happened there, but Mikey seemed to come absolutely out of nowhere trying to get the jump on F. Lewis's mistake, and looks like he speared into the side at Dixie and had an incident with F. Lewis. Mr. Rage, I think, manages to get no damage, so he's able to continue. He's just lost a lot of time.
I think Mike's finding his comfort zone now. Oh yeah, the big slide gone out of into the tunnel out of 48, but he's
and has Adam just picked up damage there?
Oh no,
not so far. Really over. Oh, that's a good shout, SPW, and that's why he's struggling in the lockups.
Like he has. I don't think Adam's picked up any damage. It looks like he's still gaining.
And can we just talk about the elephant in the room in Matoman on the hard compound tyre in P5? And he's absolutely flying.
The only disadvantage, and that is Merca in the pits. They're going early stops here. Ranger early stop onto the medium tyre. And is that going to trigger something here? Ranger might have the net lead of the race in doing this.
That's a very good
he
show.
Comes out, or does he come out in traffic? He does. Can he get out ahead of one of the cars? No, he can't.
Oh, and this could really hurt the progress now.
He's got a second.
So it's just about keeping the head down here now for the guys. Look at Dixie and P2.
Oh, there comes Jack. Oh, there's a bit of lag there. Yeah, Ranger getting right stuck in. He's got to be careful of the braking here, and he goes back.
And he touches there. But I think they get through as they are there at the time. SPW in his best race of the season in P10, and he's not even racing. And look at this, Jack looking for that move on the outside. Oh, and he's been steamed by Ranger down the inside line. They make contact.
Oh, and that's James
there's people everywhere. They're going to
there.
triangle side by side in the entrance to the swimming pool. That's not somewhere they want to do it.
And Jack he's got a lot of pressure on him now with Ranger on those new tyres. Ranger, and that's Jack. He's had a big moment. Was that contact, or was that just a drop into the car? I think it was just dropping the car there. I didn't see anything. But Ranger has finally got a clear gap.
And he managed to take advantage of the car ghosting there. He get very, very lucky, Jensen.
Adam.
Jack had that, 3 seconds, 2.5 gap to F. Lewis. He's chilling.
Yeah,
keep the car out of the wall, keep going.
Well.
Race is good.
I think Mike's struggles have stopped now. He's just going as he is. I think he knows. He doesn't have to overthink it. He doesn't have to overpush it. I think he's still got a little bit of damage, but he's driving through it and extending the gap. Ranger needs to make up time. He needs to go quicker than Mike.
The time penalty starting to build now as Jack picks up his, and Matterman's now released up into P3 in his hard compound tyre, Jensen. I tell you something, a safety car right now. Matterman's hit the jackpot.
Yeah, but be careful, his 3-second penalty.
That could be the deciding factor in what costs him.
Matterman in the Alpine, he won in Singapore.
Although it is showing
from a chaotic race.
An early warning already on Matterman for fuel, so I think the fuel being on amber only 11 laps in is maybe not so good. I could be wrong, don't quite have the full just the fuel, but I don't think
Monaco.
Being amber only a quarter into the race is going to be good. We'll see how that one pays out. Safety car comes, of course, under fuel and you've hit the jackpot and you can recover that fuel, but if you don't get the safety car, it could be a costly mistake. Skarma and Ranger doing some side-by-side stuff. Not sure quite exactly what's going on there. Just missed it. We've got Mikey and SPW.
Into the pits.
The two AIs.
What does Adam go for? He is going for the medium tyre. Here we go.
That seems very early. Is Adam going to play the 2-stop here?
Has he jumped Ranger? This is going to be close.
No, I don't think so.
I think Ranger's got him there. Yeah.
And I
Ranger.
think Adams went too early there. If he wanted to make that strategy work, I think he had to try and push to the one stop.
Yeah, but you saw the gap, Chris. Adam just coming out of the pits. Ranger quite a few seconds up the road.
Yeah.
That is big.
Yep, rip
Ranger
Adam.
is going to be leading this race, I think. If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
When Mike does
When
fit.
Mike boxes next, he is going to be behind Ranger. That is absolutely spot
And be
on.
careful, be wary of Mike as well. He might, that wing damage he might repair as well if he sees the gap to do it. But he's going to look at his gaps on his HUD and he's going to see that gap start to close down a little bit. He's going to have to try and push him. Mike in the pits already. Hard tyres surely. And here we go, it is hard tyres. Mike not happy and he's getting that wing off. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Ranger's going to be on the faster tyre now, Chris. And Ranger might... There you go. He is far clear.
So, game on now.
Yeah, Mike's going to have to try and make those work, and he's coming out in traffic.
Let's
It's all
see
going
where he
wrong
is.
for Mike there. Just ahead of his teammate F. Lewis, who's on the brand new medium tyres. All these guys are going to the end as well.
So
Adam,
Dixie has got the undercut in Mike now. Oh, and Mike's really struggling on power. The car's just not fired up early as he comes out the pits and nearly drops the car into the wall, and F. Lewis nearly picked him up as he had the moment as well, so good awareness there from both guys.
see Chris, if the safety car don't come, Ranger's going to win the Grand Prix, it looks like. He is flying away from Mirko, and Mirko, he's
Now-
on new tyres as well. Mirko is net P2, Chris.
Are we going to see some team orders here at McLaren, Jensen? No let through at the
I
moment.
don't know.
Oh, and
Scar's
Scott,
lost
he's
it.
out!
Oh,
He's going to be out. He's got to be out. No, he's not.
Oh,
How
no, he
is that
isn't.
not a retarded right? I don't think the
And
damage
he's
setting's right
just
there.
about rejoining the track nicely, and that's Mike as well. Mike's had a moment, and oh, Mike's lost even more positions, and Mike down to P13 now. He's going to have to carry on, but what is that costing? And Skarma into the pits, of course, to get that wing off. That is saved a bit of team orders from Adam's sake. Mike down in P12. Mikey just hanging on there. Adam of course on the newest tyres as well, so any safety car, it's Adam's race to win.
Yes. And look at our top five, as if we would have thought a third of the way into the race, Jensen, and we would be sitting faced with these guys in the top five. Big hit in the session down in P12.
Yeah, Mr. Rage, he's going to be going for at least another half the race distance, another 14 laps on those mediums, I think, which is soft tyre. And he's going to have to try and put in the pace while he can there, because he doesn't have a penalty, so he could gain massively from this. And Ranger running his own race, Mirko's sort of running his own race as well. Oh, and here comes Adam. Adam is looking the inside up. He can't see the gap though.
So is he going to be able to push the move through? This is the question. He'll have an opportunity downhill. Oh, and he said he spun the car.
And that's just made it a bit easier for Adam. He's in clean air again. And Mikey is right behind him now as well. So this is going to be an interesting little battle shaping up.
Oh, and Mikey, I think, will have got a warning for that. And Adam, I will say, he's driving very, very smooth. plenty of airs in the tank. So where is our next fight? F-Lewis, Mikey and Adam. This is going to be the battle, I think. So we'll just stay with these guys for a little bit.
I think it'll probably just be Mikey and Lewis, I think. Adam seeming... He's more comfortable because he's got the new 4-lap newer tyres, I mean. So he should have at least 10% less wear than 2 cars behind him. So that should at least give him a couple of tenths minimum pace. He's only 9 seconds away from the leader, or the net leader, and Ranger is closing in on Mr. Rage by the lap. And Ranger's right with the walls there. Inches away, he's going full on.
Mitch now having a little battle with DXT Senna. Let's see how this one plays out. Mitch is not often in the walls, but I think he'll relish the fight. DXT Senna's just going to have to try to be bold. Send one on down.
Is he going to go for anything? He's...
Oh no! Oh, well held, Mitch.
That was a good catch there. But here comes Jack. Is he going to go for a move? No, he's not. Mitch, he goes a bit deep. He's hit the wall.
And he's going to get in and get off though. That was... If you're going to clip the wall, that's the time to do it. Straight in and get that wing off. Dixie now checked out 1.6 seconds away from Mikey, so he definitely had some pace in the car and he's starting to use it. I think you were right, Jensen, although Mikey's slowly starting to now pull away from F. Lewis as well.
Yeah. That was starting to just stop there. Mike is on the back of Nick. Mike will need to try and get through these guys because he
They're covering well. He's so well held again.
Mike's won most races in OTL. He hasn't won Monaco Grand Prix yet.
And I don't think he's having much fun in this one either. That car looks a handful.
Oh. Yeah, and that's Green Fingers, I think. Yeah, Green Fingers.
And are we about to get a safety car?
Oh, I think he's disqualified. He's been disqualified.
No, he's retired
from the session. And it was on track, but I don't think. No debris, I think, so I think it's safe. No safety car.
No, he just comes into the pits. So Mr. Rage leads the way. Ranger P2, Merco 3, Dixie 4, Mikey 5, F-Lewis 6, Mataman P7, Rob Wills P8, Nick P9, Mike P10, SPW 11, Skarma 12. Carry on.
Yeah, that is just Mitch. Getting a lap. I think it's just a yellow flag, and that's Green Fingers car going out of pits.
So Mr. Rage now starting to be closed by Ranger, but the problem for Ranger is he's straining a lot of ERS.
Monaco, you can't really recover any ERS, so might as well just dump it, and yeah.
That's
but
true.
Mr. Rage, he's got quite a bit. He does lapping Green Fingers car. I think Green Fingers car is carrying on. What the hell is happening? And it's he's holding up his teammate. So. When is this car going to stop, Chris?
I don't understand what's happening there.
Yeah, I don't either, but this is very interesting. Where does he park the car? Is he going to park the car, or is AI going to park the car in the chicane runoff area? No, it's going to carry on going through. Oh, it parks now.
Battle continues. Mataman just not able to get the drive at the last corner to do anything The DRS on at Monaco's pretty darn useless, to be honest. Oh, and he looks at the inside the F loose up into 2. They're going to go side by side through 2 and 3. A little bit of wheel banging there. They tried, but no succeed.
So Mike now coming up on the back of Rob Wills. He's got past Nick. So, and yellow flag. Oh, it's Mataman. Mataman's had a moment in the hairpin. Don't know if he got damaged or not, but he has lost all that time to F. Lewis. And Rob Wills is all over the back of him here. Rob Wills going to go for a move. It's not.
Mike is absolutely on Rob now. Looks in a bit of a more comfortable place at the moment, does Mike? The car seems more settled. And
Mike goes for a move. Rob Wills, he gets a
one.
penalty doing that. He wants to get through, but he had to take a penalty for that. And now
He goes up to
catching
P8.
Mataman.
Covering points, doing well.
I think that's all he needs to do at the moment. Jamie Enbright ain't here for this race, so it's a big place to gain. He ain't going to gain much from it, but he is going to gain something. We could see some people taking positions away from Jamie for P2.
I wonder if Adam is going to just try and see these tyres to the end now. It would be a big ask. But if Dixie can see the tyres out...
I wouldn't say it's a big ask. He's
the net
only
race
9.5
leader.
old tyres.
He goes to the end, he's leading this race. And Dixie could be the silent horse in this.
I think these guys on the mediums though, they should be able to make it anyway. They should. I think those mediums could go quite a bit. At least 30 plus laps.
So Adam is well in the ballpark to get the race win. Can he do it? Can he win this race?
He's on a net podium.
He's net. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. The guys in front, I guess. But I think Mercury Rangers are on a 2-stop.
I think he's going to be making a net overtake here. And it's 3.4, so not yet. Ranger, yeah, he's 1.7 away, Chris. Mr. Rage, we could see a move coming out soon.
Yeah.
In about within the next 10 laps, Mr. Rage will be on brand new softs.
Got a yellow flag.
Yellow. I
Up
think
the
that was just a
hill,
moment for
come on, yeah.
Ferrari.
1.4 now behind. Mike is 8 tenths, 9 tenths per second behind Mataman as well. Give me 1 second, gents. I am back. So, what do we have? Oh, Ranger now well within the DRS zone of Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage starting to be put under pressure, and Ranger has felt really up for this today, hasn't he? He's been pretty much there or thereabouts. He's made decisions that have been well calculated and got him in the positions where he has to be, so
gaps on energy though. Mr. Rage 80%.
That is a very good point.
So he is prepared to defend. And Ranger, once again depleting everything. I think with that amount of energy deficit, the only chance Ranger's going to get is in turn 1. And it's a yellow flag, I think that was somewhere in the Mataman.
Wait,
fight.
is Mr. Rage in the session?
Yeah.
He is? Yeah. That was really strange there.
Otherwise it'd be ghosted, I think. But look at Ranger just... What's going to happen here? I think Mr. Rage
picks up a penalty. So the question's going to come in like 9 or 10 laps time, when these guys like Ranger and Monaco are at 24, 26 laps on their tyre. Can Adam use that 3 lap advantage to get up and in about them? But Ranger is absolutely all over the back of Mr. Rage. Penalties really stacking up now, so keeping the penalties down is going to be huge. Let's actually look. Penalties, Monaco and Ranger both have 6 seconds, so Adam needs to find some time. I hope these guys fall off, and he's still
over,
well within the zone to win this race.
Oh, and sort of slowly going out of the pits there, but yep. All he needs is just to find a bit of pace, and he can most certainly win this race. You just need to find 3 seconds on Ranger.
I think we'll see Mr. Rage probably boxing in the next couple of laps, I would think.
What's flag, and that is
getting out of the way.
letting him through.
Yeah.
And Mataman in the pits, he is on medium tyres to the end. Looks like Robbo's in the pits as well, preparing a wing. Mike, you will go through into P9.
So Doofy is net P3, net P2 at the moment. Very close to net P3, just needs to keep the time up. He's got a nice ERS advantage as well, so he can use it, but he needs to be cautious of Mikey, because if Mikey gets close enough, he's going to force an overtake. Mikey needs to get through because he wants to break the penalty. Oh, here we go.
A very early stop for the soft tyres, but he should make it. Here we go. This is the time to shine for Mr. Rage. If he can get past Adam.
He needs to get back both Adam and Mikey.
It's the only way he's going to win this race. But Adam's closing in on the leaders. Oh, this is going to be a tense showdown here. Mr. Rage has to make up 10 seconds on these guys. Easier said than done, but he's got a whole battery to use.
So Adam just needs to keep his head down. But he is well within striking distance. Mike's sitting the fastest lap of the race now in P8 and still recovering really well. He can definitely get himself into the top 7.
Adam just really just treating it very carefully through these corners, but he's doing brilliant at the moment. Backing off through the swimming pool chicanes, and look at the gap, he's within 8 seconds now. Mr. Rage has lost out a bit, he's lost out a lot of time to Mikey actually on that lap. Oh, he's hit the, he oversteered and hit the wall, going out the swimming pool chicane. And it's not helped him. So Mr. Rage might be out of it now. It's just down to Adam if he can make up that gap. And there's been an instant. Is that JNTX? It is. And he rejoins doesn't look like any issues. I think he just had a bout with the barrier that spun his car.
Now, here's a question for you, Jensen. If you're Adam right now, and there's a safety car in the next 5 laps, and you know that you're going to lose the race win because Rage is going to stay out, do you just go to try and control the restart on the tyre you're on? Track position over new tyre, what would you take?
I mean, the top 2 would get ahead of Mr. Rage, I think, off the safety car. I think Adam might be able to still get ahead. And that's Nick in the wall. Nick's in the wall.
Oh, and he's out, so are we going to have a safety car here?
No, it's cleared up already. And that is Jack out as well. He retired in the pits though. Adam needs to find some pace here. Just needs to be consistent with the corners. Consistent with the climb gains at the moment. He's only 4 seconds away from Mirko. Mirko closing down the gap to Ranger. So anything could still happen.
What Adam needs to hope for is probably the 2 guys going to get caught up in a bit of a fight.
Oh, Ranger's lost time out of the swivel chicane.
You scored points as long as you finish in OTL, buddy. Just so you know for future. Everybody that finishes the race will score.
They've gained time out of the chicane out of the tunnel, Chris. On Ranger. Ranger must have had a moment of something there. It's now only 7 seconds. Mikey is only a second behind Adam at the moment. I don't think Mikey is too worried at the moment. I don't think he's going to fight this. Because if he just follows Adam, he might get a podium as well on Mirko if they get close enough.
That's a very good point.
And yeah, this is
Adam was saying to me during the week, he says, Chris, I honestly feel like you can do well at Monaco this week. And he has certainly shown that that was very possible, so it's not like fluke result. He felt he could get this result tonight. As long as he kept his head down. He knew he's done a Monaco race previous and he was very, very consistent, kept the car out the wall. Lap times were very, very much the same, and Mikey's fell back to 1.5 behind Officer Duffy now, so has Mikey picked up damage or had a moment?
Adam had a little moment out of there as well, but look at the gaps now. Mirko is 2.2 away, so Mirko could possibly challenge Ranger for what could be the win.
Oh, and has Mikey just got a fuel warning? Mikey is fuel saving massively, Jensen. Go on board with Mikey, he is off the throttle very early
a lot.
And lift and coast. Mikey's having to save fuel, so he's looking now just to protect. He's not even going to protect the P4, but he's got to look at protecting the top 5.
And I'm just looking at the top gaps at the moment. This is getting really close. And
Adam is 5.9 off the lead. 5-6 seconds, so close, Adam. Come on, what have you got?
He's been taking it this carefully as well throughout the entire race. He hasn't been risking track limits. He's just been, in the way. He's been taking Monaco the right way. You don't want to overdo Monaco, and he's been just doing brilliantly today.
So let's leave it on that. So we see the leader. Adam needs that 0.3 of a second if he wants the race victory. Can he find the time? 7 laps to go.
Yeah, he hasn't got the pressure of Mikey behind now. Mikey, he's feeling the pressure of Mr. Rage. And maybe F. Lewis. But F. Lewis has to fuel save as well, because he has the fuel warning light. So does Matto Man. Even these drivers going to make it to the end of the race. But Mirko, if Mirko gets through, Chris, he could possibly win this race.
Break away, yeah, that is a very good point.
They both have 6-second penalties, And
So what Adam needs now is them both to fight and slow each other down.
fight, or for Ranger to hold him at bay at the moment.
7 laps to go. 6.3 second gap.
Oh, it's been, that's Mitch, I think. And I think he's alright. Yeah, he's missing a front wing. He's got to be careful. He couldn't make the pit entry. So, oh, Mitch! Oh no! He's hitting the wall there. Oh, please be careful, Mitch.
Jensen, look at the gap. It's 5.9. Adam is now inside the window, and it is falling 5.8.
That's Mirko, I think. It's 6.4 at the moment. Between Leader and Adam.
Oh yeah, I changed the interval. For God's sake! I got excited.
But it's close though.
Chat.
It is not really budging at the moment. I don't think Adam is. Surely he's not going to be focusing on that gap. I think he's just driving. Really, he ain't. He's just out on his own. He's just driving, focusing on that only.
I hope he knows. If I knew I was only 0.3 of a second away from the win, I would be trying to find some time in my car. He's got a big advantage to the two guys in front. He's got almost 30% advantage in ERS. Adam has he won a race? Has he won a race? I don't think he has. And Mr. Rage is through and Mikey. Mikey's had a moment, he has no wing. Oh, I hope that's not been an incident. What have you got in the tank, Adam? Do you have any time? Mirko all over the back of Ranger now. But they're still, even in this fight, they're still able to go about the pace. Adam's going behind. He needs some more time in the pocket. This is going to be our showdown for the last, or for the top step of the podium. And Adam is nearly there. 6 seconds. Use that ERS, boy. Get yourself in that pocket. Are you still with me, Jensen? I think we've lost Jensen, chat. And Adam's got his teammate all over the back of him. He just does not need his teammate to block him up here. Adam now 5.6 it was. 5.6 there, I had a bit in a moment. It's now 5.7, so Adam is getting into the zone he needs to be. We're down to 4 laps to go. Can he keep himself in the zone? Down to time penalties, he will take the Monaco GP win. His teammate though, Skarma, his teammate, is he going to go through and block up his vision? He cannot cost him any time. This is for the race win. Oh, and Mirko's on, there's a big moment, and Adam's good, that's going to be it. That's it, it's over.
He's going to swoop in for that one. Adam, he's taking all of that. Ranger, what has happened between them both? They must have collided into the hairpin. I think Mirko may have sent it up the inside.
Does
but that is
Mirko have damage?
And Adam, he just needs to stay there. And Skarma is just all over the place.
And Mirko's going to let him through. That's it. Adam's going to take the lead of the race. He gets into P1 with 4 laps to go. And it looks like he's going to take this Monaco GP victory. Just keep out the wall. But what exactly went on there, Jensen?
I have no clue.
And look at Mr. Rage, he's now going to recover a P2 as it stands if he can find a bit more time, and I think he's going to have the time on the different compounded tyre. He's going to salvage the P2.
Adam, he just needs to keep it on the road, come on. We have only 4 laps left for this race. Ranger at 1.1 off. Is Ranger still in the hunt to try and get it on track? Mr. Rage, those softs are pretty shot, I think.
And this is really our only battles at the moment, so we'll just stay with it because the gaps between Skarma, fair play. I will say that to Skarma. Skarma could could have kept on the racing line there for the sake of his teammate to cause hassle, but he's pulled his car out the way there and just let the leaders get on with their fight, so fair play Skarma.
We had Mitch retire, I think, a couple of laps back, and his car was there
accident.
for a while.
Merco, fair play then. If that's the case there, mate, and you've caused that incident and you've allowed him to get the position back, fair play, Connor. GG's, mate, respect. And he's still doing his bit to say sorry to Ranger.
That is the lap, Chris. It is cross. Safety cars are taking out of question now. There is not a chance of safety cars come out anymore this race. So Adam, he just needs to keep it on the road to the end of the race. No safety cars can bother him. Nothing could stop him right now, unless he makes a mistake. But he's just been driving with so much care at the moment.
And Mike, look at Mike as well, he's all over the back of his teammate for this championship fight. Let's keep an eye on this. This is for a top 5 position. F. Lewis defending for Mike. Mike's going to go down the inside. Oh, and he tries to give the space. F. Lewis did well there. I think Mike just wasn't sure if the door was going to get closed, but it was left there for him. But I think Mike's going to be able to, saying that there's time penalties here. Mike maybe going to try and get through and feel that he can break the penalty. Let's see exactly what penalty he has. Penalties, it's just 3 seconds, so if Mike can get through, he may be able to push on up.
Two laps to go, Chris.
Go back on board with a leader, yes. It's been tense, it's been probably one of the best Monaco GP, like in game terms, I've watched in a little while. They're usually quite dull and boring, but the time penalties...
And if Lewis gets a penalty, if Lewis might have been forced on the inside there, he may...
So we'll see if he pushes through. But Dixie, through the tunnel for the penultimate time. He only has to do it once more. He's checked out 1.7 in the lead. So he's definitely got the time in the car. He just needs to stay away from penalties. He's doing all he has to do, and he is going to, by the looks of it, bring home the win. I said this before the race as well, if you can keep yourself out of trouble, just get the laps churned out at a reasonable pace, you're going to score some really good points today. So Adam onto the lap for the last time, the final lap of the race, in the lead of this Monaco GP. I think it could be his first race victory in his own league as well. So it's a huge victory for Adam. Ranger and Merkel still scraping out that P2, but Mr. Rage will get the P2. I guess Ranger and Merkel currently are fighting over P3, and Mike has now broke the penalty gap to F. Lewis, so even if he was to get that removed, Mike still brings home P5. So thinking at one point he was down in P14, I think that's a very, very strong recovery for Mike and a damage limitation.
Be careful, Adam, do not ruin it now. Remember this though, it was quite a long time ago, over 2.5 years ago, since Adam last won a Grand Prix Season 2 Abu Dhabi of HOR. And he's only got grass cars to go. Here we go, final corner. Is Adam, he's not going to make any mistakes. Adam is going to win the race. It's just a short run to the line. Adam has won the race. That is incredible stuff. I never thought I'd ever see that in my life, Chris, but wow. Adam, race winner.
So Dixie wins the Monaco GP, Mr. Rage brings home the P2, Merkel gets the P3, Ranger P4, Mike brings home a solid recovered P5. Oh, F. Lewis I think had a lot of penalties, or he had an incident, I'm not sure, but F. Lewis has fell weight. Oh, F. Lewis doesn't have the fuel.
Oh,
he's out of fuel.
Ran out of fuel. Yeah, Mike has ran out of fuel.
Mike's out of fuel. Oh no,
Is Mikey
F. Lewis
gonna keep
was.
position here? J&Tex crosses the line. Is Mikey gonna get the line in time? He does. Just beats J&Tex. Wow.
The story of the day, Jensen. Adam is a Grand Prix winner in OTL. He takes home the win on track as well, albeit instance. SPW not even in the race, gets the driver of the day from the game. So I guess we may need to cast 2 votes at the end of this, Jensen.
Yep, we've got...
Because SPW did not partake.
Adam, Rage and Mirko, top 3, so... Yeah, there is it.
And I cannot wait to ask this guy.
Ranger there. I think Ranger might get the podium back if there is penalties, but... I don't know. For now, we'll just go provisional top 3.
Fair play to Connor though. He did. He recognised his incident and gave the position back. And I think, regardless of what happens beyond that, I think that takes a lot in the end. So, and SPW is going to be very happy seeing that flag in the top step of the podium. And Adam, there it is, he brings home the win, 48 minutes, the long haul of Monaco. Rage P2, Merkel 3, Ranger 4, Mike 5, F. Lewis 6, Mataman P7, SPW 8, Mikey 9, J&Tex 10, Mikey will go to P8, J&Tex will be P9, Rob Wills will round out the top 10. Then we had Skarma and Mitch in P11 and P12. Very, very good job.
I can't add Mr. Rage because I don't think I don't have him as a friend on this account.
I will try and do that now.
Adam hasn't said anything on Discord yet. I think he's in out of disbelief.
Disbelief is probably accurate. I don't think I have Mr. Rage either unless he's offline. I know Adam does though, so you could probably add him in when he comes. Come on, list. Yeah, I don't have Mr. Rage. So a race winner joins us, and I guess we will just go from first to third since you are here first, Adam. Well,
Yes.
you were saying to me a couple of days ago, I felt like I can do well here. Did you foresee a race victory?
I see a podium. I mean, I think at some point I said to someone, I'm going to win tonight, fuck pissing about. But I knew I could go and race Monaco, not get any damage. So it was just a matter of opportunities, strategy, whatever it was. Obviously, Mike having incidents helped.
Yep.
I was obviously, I mean, I could semi-hear on stream that I was gaining on Ranger and Mirko in front, so I was in the window. But it was just about keeping out the walls. To be fair, the podium was great to know I was going to be on the podium, but then to be in the window of the win was even better. I finally won a race in my own league.
Yes, we said that. It took you long enough.
But no, I enjoy Monaco. You know it yourself, Chris. I used to struggle with Monaco on a pad, but now absolutely love it.
Yeah, and it looked there, you were in a nice settled zone. That's one thing. If I could comment on anything that you done right in that race, was just not so much how you executed strategy, just how you executed lap after lap after lap. They maybe weren't the fastest laps, but by God, they were consistent laps, and they kept you right in the window you had to be to get the job done. So
yes,
you got to be in it to win it, and you were certainly there.
I'm a bit speechless, to be fair. I'm not lying. It's Monaco.
I am sure Jensen is going to have something for you as well. He'll have something to ask, I am sure. So I don't want to say too much, because I'm sure he's relishing to talk to you over this as much as I am.
Oh, I mean, literally, I was watching you throughout the race. I saw, yes, I knew you were gonna get a podium from the start, to be honest. But I saw the way you were driving as well. You were literally you were so cautious in the corners. You weren't taking the big risks like everyone else was, and they were the ones who ended up losing out in the end. So
yeah, I was cautious. I mean, Jensen, you know yourself, I'm not the fastest on this game, by far from it. So Monaco was all or nothing, and I got a good start, jumped Mirko, and then Jay had a spin, and it just went from there. I think luck. I think I got very lucky with Ranger and Mirko having an incident, because maybe I wouldn't have stayed in the window, but I'm over the moon, ecstatic.
I mean, you brought it under 5.5 seconds. It was like 5.1 when they collided. So,
yeah.
I mean, do you think
I was in there?
Yeah. Did you think you wouldn't like leave the window?
No, I did. I for once, obviously, it was there and thereabouts. Then I was back out. I was quietly keeping an eye on Rage because he was on the softs. But I wasn't really bothered. I was more bothered about staying out the wall and finishing. I was happy with the podium. And finishing.
Yeah.
So, and I got the job done, and I whooped everybody's ass. Woo!
Well, Adam, just also to say as well, I think that is your first win. I mean, in part of the Racing Hub group of leagues in 2.5 years.
Yes, it's been a while since I have won in this environment of leagues, but I'm really happy it's Monaco. Sad to see what happened with Ranger and Mirko, because Ranger was having a blinder and so was Mirko. I'm so glad.
But in fairness, Mirko wasn't letting you through it, and he was giving up all the time back because he felt he was in the wrong and wanted to give Ranger the position back.
Fair play.
So...
I mean, I thought he had damage, so he just moved out my way. But no, fair play to him. That's sportsmanship at its best. There.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, isn't it?
That's it. But very well done, Adam.
Thank you, mate.
You are a race winner, and at Monaco, so it's a good one to take home.
It is.
Adam, Chris, I may have to go. So,
yeah, do what you need to do, mate.
Yeah. Good race as well, Mr. Rage, with the ultra strat. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
So, goodbye, Jensen. Mr. Rage or P2 man. At one point, when you went out for the softs, the gap looked quite big. Especially in the last stint. You were very... Firstly, sorry, Rage, we should talk about your first stint. Once the kind of instance happened, you controlled from the front very well. We've not seen that of you yet. This year we've seen a bit of it, especially in the run-in last year, i.e. Brazil, especially. And it's maybe just not quite been there, so we've seen a glimpse of what we know you can do. I think that the pit stop just put you in a bit of traffic. You get held up a bit with Mikey, who also... He was going so slowly because he was under-fueled. No safety car came, so he was really, really struggling. He was lifting 10, 15, 20 metres early in some corners. So I think that's maybe cost you some time. Do you feel still reasonably happy? P2, I think, good result. Yes, yes, that was, yeah.
Finishing behind me for the second straight Monaco.
And that...
I have. Oh god. Yeah,
yes,
I was wondering
that's
why you
another
got
thing
that.
as well. Yeah, that was a bit. And I guess if you take that away, you know, you probably win the race today. No disrespect to Adam, he still drove a solid race.
I'd have put him in a wall.
But as long as you stayed out the walls and stayed in front of that queue, which I think you would have because you proved how you could do that on the medium stint early, I think it would have been your race. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, and it is what it is, and you recovered to P2, so I think, yeah, you seem reasonably happy. And hopefully now you kick on for this, and we see the Rage we seen last season. Because the first race just didn't quite go your way.
I'll be back at the back.
I have faith that that's not the case.
I'll be back to the back next week. Oh look, Mirko's in.
Yes, so I was just going to jump on it. Very well done in P2, Mr. Rage. Very well recovered after your moment, and we'll jump on to Mirko, our P3 man for the evening. Mirko, very well done.
Man,
firstly,
not the best way to go.
Firstly, before we say anything, I always say that sportsmanship should be pointed out any time it happens, and I think kudos to yourself for allowing Ranger back through. I know you maybe still take a position back, but in the instant of the incident, the fact that you allowed Adam to go through, penalties aside, you gave up what was a leading position to ensure that Ranger got his position back. That needs to be kind of commended, so I commend you.
It was one of the worst moves I think I've ever done, and as soon as I did it I was like, oh my god, what have I done, what have I done? So I couldn't see myself winning, I couldn't see myself doing all that, so I had to.
And I think that shows the type of driver you are, which we've not seen you for long, but we've learnt a lot about you today.
Thank you.
But still P3, think solid, got to be happy.
Solid drive.
I'll take it. I'm not happy, but I'll take it. You know, if they give me a grid place penalty, or like if they take my third place away, I'm gonna be fine with that. But it was a very tough race. I was sweating the whole time.
I think everybody kind of felt the pressure tonight.
Yeah.
Can I honestly say I didn't? I was just driving.
Oh, you shut your face.
Because you know what? I enjoy. That's the only reason I race is to have fun.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed racing new guy Mirko.
Thank you.
You know, trying to catch Ranger, who's kicked on from last season. Ranger's got some pace this game.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to keep away from Rage and having Mikey up me, and all the differences and just staying focused. It was great. It was probably the best race I think I've been in. Not the fact that I won, because if I finished on the podium, I'd still feel like this. What a race! What a showing from drivers in OTL.
I agree. I was going to ask something, but Adam just killed me.
Sorry, my bad.
He's bad. That's right. Whatever happens in OTL, we need to make sure this guy's never back for these questions again, right?
I won't be.
Oh god.
So a quick one for you all before we tie up for tonight. Back-to-back streak circuits. We go to Baku next week. Can you do it again,
I'm winning.
Adam?
Yes. Stuff it.
Ranger, you gonna Mr. Rage? Sorry, you gonna put a stop to that? and Mirko, how do you go Baku?
I'll try my best, but Baku's not my best track.
Ah, well, I'll see you on the podium then.
It's not my best track either.
So before we go, I need to give out 2 drivers of the day, because the game gave it to SPW and they didn't partake, so I think it's only right that the points still go out. So the single point from the games, DOTD. Oh, why is it left to me?
Because Jensen scarpered to put you in this situation.
So, if we talk about recoveries and incidents, and the game usually goes based on overtakes, I think if we take it on overtakes, it goes to Mike. He was leading, fell to P13, finished P5. I think that's reasonable. The only person other than that would have came a close second to the overtakes, I think, was Mr. Rage. And I think Mike just maybe get 1 or 2 more.
You can't overtaking people in the pits?
No. Clean, on-track moves. 2. Aye, because when the thingies have the incidents, I mean, even if a driver's no facing the right way, it's still an overtake, right?
Yes, yeah.
Only in the pits it doesn't, couldn't.
Well, hang on, then I overtook Jay, somebody off the start, and Skarma when Skarma spun, so I overtook 3.
And
at least. or 5 plus Mirko and Ranger when they spun.
My our driver of the day, I think it can only go to one person today, and it goes to Adam.
Yes. Yeah. You
Pretty,
know that makes sense.
Pretty easy. So OTL will be back on Wednesday with Elite for another run of Monaco, and the Monday night lads will be back next week with Baku. Until then, take care.
Laters.